and welcome to this edition of Energy Frontiers for the week. I am Justina Okechukwu, and we appreciate the support of the African Energy Chamber for the show. Now let's get started with some of the biggest energy news on the continent and around the world. UK-based independent Tullow Oil says it expects to bring 5 more oil wells on stream this year, which are located at the Deepwater Jubilee field offshore Ghana, and to achieve free cash flow of between $200 and $300 million compared to a lower figure of $170 million in 2023. London-listed explorer Helium 1 declared that its Intumbola West 1 well in Tanzania has successfully reached a total of 961 meters measured depth and encountered elevated levels of helium and hydrogen shows of over 20 and 2,000 times respectively above background. British Petroleum says the energy giant is ready to expand its business and inject new investments into Egypt, especially in the field of natural gas, while cutting emissions and advancing green energy and sustainability. Kenya Power has announced plans to transfer all of its transmission assets to the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company by December 2024 as part of measures to return the utility to profitability. South Africa has been ranked the leading country for solar in Africa, with 79% to over 2.9 gigawatts peak of newly installed capacity added in 2023, alongside its African counterparts such as Burkina Faso, Mauritania, Kenya, and the Central African Republic. This was according to the latest 2024 Solar Sector Annual Outlook report published by the African Solar Industry Association. And that was a summary of your energy news headlines. When we return, experts give their perspectives on the progress being made in the Uganda oil and gas industry. This is Energy Frontiers. Now, Uganda marked a historic moment earlier this week with the official launch of oil drilling in the Kingfisher field, signifying a major step towards the goal of reaching first oil production by 2025. But the country's hydrocarbon ambitions do not end there. With the East African crude oil pipeline still under construction and discussions for a $4 billion refinery also underway, both upstream and downstream operations are critical in defining the sector's future. Anita Badagawa, an energy professional with a background in petroleum engineering, shed light on the exciting opportunities that lie ahead for the East African country. Now, do you think Uganda is making progress as far as its oil and gas projects are concerned?
Well, thank you, Justina, for having me. Thank you to the viewers. So going into the question, well, absolutely. I definitely am convinced that there is progress in the right direction in the oil and gas sector. And with the recent address by the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development of Uganda, we saw that she addressed the country with quite a number of progress areas that we have seen over the years. So I would like to say that with the oil discovery of Uganda that started in 2006, we have seen along the way, 18 years down the road, that the government of Uganda and Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development have created particular institutions to ensure that this oil and gas sector is taken to the next level. The first institution, Petroleum Authority of Uganda, for instance, which regulates and ensures that there is compliance in the oil and gas sector, was created. We also saw the creation of the Uganda National Oil Company that represents the government and its people on the commercial aspects, the commercial interest of the country regarding the oil and gas sector. So that notwithstanding, we have also seen that along the years, we have seen that there is production licenses that have been issued to international oil companies. For instance, Total Energies that is handling the Tilenga project. We have also seen Sinok that is handling the Kingfisher project. So recently as well, we have seen that Oranto Energy and Aramco have been given these production licenses to also take on the mantle. That notwithstanding still, that we have also seen that the midstream sector of the oil and gas sector has seen the ECOP, which is East African Crude Oil Pipeline, take a notch higher, with the government of Tanzania and the government of Uganda taking up a joint venture to ensure that there is commencement of construction of the East African pipeline that starts from the Albertine Graben and will be ending in the Tanga region in Tanzania. That is over 1,400 kilometers of crude oil pipeline. So with that said, we have seen that there's been a lot of progress on the oil and in the oil and gas sector of Uganda. Thank you.
Now, given the projected timeline for the Tilenga production to come online in 2025, what key milestones would you like to see in the coming months?
Okay, well, for me, definitely the first milestone I would like to see is that the local people of Uganda take on the advantage to participate in the oil and gas sector. And that is through registration on the National Oil and Gas Talent Register that was created by the Petroleum Authority of Uganda, which takes on different entities and individuals in the oil and gas sector who would like to participate. The second would be to the national side of it, which is the government of Uganda. We will be passing the national budget in June 2024. So I'd like to see that a greater portion of investment or of the budget goes into the oil and gas sector to ensure that there's more infrastructure development in the Albertine Graben, to ensure connectivity of different roads, connectivity of the different facilities in the area, and of course, the construction of the second international airport, which will be called the Kabalega Airport. The third would be to the international oil companies. Generally, we have seen that there's been great progress, of course, on the side of the engineering, procurement, construction, and commissioning of different projects. But we would like to see that construction of rigs is completed to ensure that there is fast oil production in 2025.
The Ugandan government has said efforts to increase security and efficiency of supply of petroleum products are in advanced stages to allow imports into the country. Meanwhile, the Uganda National Oil Company was expected to commence importation this January, but a lawsuit challenging its license by Kenya has put that on hold. Patience Nyakito Ayo, oil and gas trading and business development specialist at the Uganda National Oil Company Limited, delved into this latest development. Talk to me about the current market for petroleum products in Uganda vis-a-vis the role with neighboring Kenya. Patience.
Hello, Justina. Thanks for having me. Speaking about the Ugandan petroleum products market, Uganda currently consumes an average of 200 million liters a month of white products. That's petrol, diesel, kerosene, and jet A1. So this translates to about 2.5 billion liters in a year. And the market has also grown substantially at an average of 7% over the last 5 years. Now, looking at Ugandan market, Uganda in itself is a landlocked country. So we depend a lot on our neighboring countries for petroleum products importation. So we do not have access to the sea. So we use the infrastructure and the logistics provided by our neighboring countries to access the products that come into our country. So 90% of this product is actually coming from our neighbors, Kenya, and then about 10% of the product comes through Tanzania. So at the moment, Uganda is involved, accesses its product through the OTS or the G2G arrangement in Kenya. So we purchase our products from oil marketing companies that are in Kenya. And then we also do the same in Tanzania through the BPS system. And we access our product through, we purchase it through oil marketing companies that are in Tanzania. So also looking at Ugandan market, it's a liberalized economy. So there are very little barriers to entry into this market. So the competition is high. We have very many players coming into the market because of how lucrative the business is, because there's not so much strict barriers to entry. But also it means that players in the market are able to set their own prices. The prices are not regulated by the government. Players are able to set their own prices in the market. So this, because of the competition, you'll find players would want to have a competitive edge over the others. So the product market is it's very competitive. And because of that, we are able to have competitive prices on the market, because the players will, the customer looks at who is able to give me the product at a better price. And that's the person that they will usually go for. Yeah.
Now, looking at Uganda, looking at oil production for 2025 as a commencement, what impact would this have on petrol products markets in the region?
At the moment, Uganda relies entirely 100% on imported petroleum products. So we get our products through the Middle East. That's players like ADNOC, like ENOC in UAE. So what production in 2025 means for Uganda, it means that we are able to cut down on the imported products into the country. It means we are able to rely on our own products that are produced within the country. Recently, the minister also announced that we were able to get an investor from UAE into the refinery. So it means that once production commences in 2025, then the refinery also comes on board. It means we shall be able to produce our own oil and then refine it, which means that we shall have a product which will need demand. And the Ugandan market, like I mentioned earlier, we consume about 200 million liters a month. So we'll be able to cut down on our importation and be able to rely on products that are produced locally within the country. But this also means that infrastructure has to be developed to support this. So we'll be seeing many storage facilities coming on board to be able to support this produced oil, because we'll need to store it and be able to export it or consume it within the country. So we'll see the development of the pipeline, the development of the refinery. It will also support development of storage facilities where we'll be able to access this product. This also means that we may be able to compete on a global spectrum, because that means we can, instead of importing products from Kenya and Tanzania, we'd probably be able to sell to them the product that has been produced within our country. And this could also mean that we are able to come up with more competitive prices, because we cut out the logistical challenges that we've been having. Because to be able to access this product through Kenya and Tanzania, we have to pay for the infrastructure that we are using. But if we have it in-house within the country, and then we also have our own storage facilities, it means we are able to cut down on the costs that we've been incurring. And this would mean we'd have competitive prices for the final consumer of the product on the market.
Still on Energy Frontiers, Algeria wants more investments into its hydrocarbons industry. We'll be right back.
A very good morning and a warm welcome to the Africa Energy Week for 2023.
This is our chance to make a difference.
We want to breathe fresh air in darkness.
back. Algeria's participation at the 2023 African Energy Week Summit was successful in raising the country's profile as a major player in Africa's energy sector. The North African producer used the event to emphasize its commitment to attract foreign investments into its hydrocarbons market and forge new partnerships to meet global energy demands. Here are a few points from the Algeria-focused panel discussion.
The first one is the attractive taxation and simplification of the tax system relative to the ancient. Preferential right granted to the prospector within the framework of call of tenders. We have also the duration, 13 years contract or 25 contracts for existing fields. The hydrocarbon contract may be extended for a maximum of 10 years. Prospecting expenses are considered as exploration and investment under the hydrocarbon contract when a company has initiated his research by prospecting. Yes. Exploration period is designed to take into account the nature of each project. Exploration period may be divided into several phases, 2 or 3, as the operator like. Exploitation may be carried out by one or the party of the parties to the contract, or jointly by the parties to the contract, or by a third party. On our side, we are not thinking, we are putting in place different kind of project according to the different kind of contracts. We have a project, yes, repenting of answering to the need to the need of the company. The company, I think, for exploration side, essential exploration, I think. The need for the company is to get the mix, development and exploration as our upside. Yes, we have exploration. We have exploration in different area. We have in frontier zone like offshore domain, offshore area. We have also some area in Algeria as the north area, of the Algeria country. It's still also underexplored, would be considered as a frontier zone. Yes, and also we have some area of the southwest. We can open it as the frontier zone for the exploration. For the mixed zone, I think we are not far than the mature basin, where the surface facility existing. We have many discoveries related to the portfolio of exploration not yet developed. We can share in our portfolio. I think we are putting up 100 discoveries not yet discovered over all the basin, Masura, Elizi Berkin, Amgid, Wadmiya, and Ahmed Itimimun. This 100 discoveries in terms of reserves, we can say we have the amount of reserves. Yes, we have of the total of oil. We have 14 barrels.
Medium and long-term strategy of the company is focused on major action. I will talk about 3 of them in order to be on time. The first one is to reinforce the exploration effort. Algeria, as you may know, is underexplored, and there is good potential for new discoveries. The Algerian mining domain has not yet revealed all its potential. The second objective is to mobilize the reserves and minimize the time to market. Sonatrach has a portfolio of discoveries that it's developed alone and in partnership. And since the promulgation of the new hydrocarbon law, Sonatrach is in discussion with more than 20 oil and gas companies. In addition, we were able to sell to the market on a spot basis almost 4 billion cubic meter for the first time in our history through the GM pipeline or Henri Comaté pipeline linking Algeria to Italy.
our strategy is to really, with Sonatrach, move towards more production, move towards decarbonization, and as was said by Al-Naft, continue exploring. We mentioned exploration, we mentioned fast-track development. Our industry is evolving towards faster time to market, and this is something as Eni we can do. We know how to do it very well, and we are already applying in many projects where we achieved a time to market of 6 months from discovery to production. We've been trying to accelerate our capacity to deliver gas, and also with these two assets that in Sala and Amenas, we think have a lot of potential. Sure. So that one just need investment, just need development, tie-in. I think one thing must be said, that Algeria has a very position very favorable, because there is export capacity additional to grow, and there is frequently plant capacity, spare capacity. So investment can quickly come to a return. And that's, as an example, what happened with us in the Berkine South contract with Sonatrach, that we immediately, connected wells and put production on stream, leveraging the availability of plant capacity.
And finally, only 5 days left till the window closes for early bird registration discount for the 2024 edition of the African Energy Week, the continent's most influential gathering in the energy sector, that is scheduled for Cape Town, South Africa on November 4 to 8. To reserve your spot, kindly visit the African Energy Week website, that is www.aecweek.com. And that's the package of Energy Frontiers at this time, and we thank you all for watching. Be sure to follow the program on Frontier Africa Reports website, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube, and follow us across all our social media handles as indicated on the screen. I am Justina Okechukwu. I'll see you again soon.